What is up, everybody? It's your boy Mr. Beast. Are you ready to have your minds blown? We've got 50 crazy facts that'll make you question everything. We're talking about glowing humans, planets with glass rain, and creatures that can live forever. I bet you didn't even know your stomach acid could melt metal. Don't worry, we'll explain all that and more. Buckle up, because we're about to take you on a wild ride through the weirdest, coolest, and most unbelievable corners of our universe. You think you know your stuff? Think again. Let's do this thing. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and get ready to have your mind blown. Fact number 1 is so wild you might not believe it. Get this, you glow in the dark. No, seriously, I'm not messing with you. Scientists have these crazy special cameras that can actually see it. It's called bioluminescence, and it's way more common than you think. We're talking jellyfish, fireflies, even some deep sea creatures rocking that glow-in-the-dark life. But it turns out, humans do it too. Who knew? Now before you go thinking you can ditch the nightlight, this glow is super faint, like way too dim for our human eyes to see. But still, it's pretty insane to think we've got this hidden superpower just waiting to be unleashed. Next time someone tells you you're glowing, you can tell them it's not just the lighting, it's science. Alright, get ready for fact number 2 because this one is straight out of a sci-fi movie. Imagine the loudest sound you've ever heard, like a jet engine right next to you. Now multiply that by 1,000,000. That's how loud the sun is. The sun is constantly releasing massive amounts of energy, creating this insane symphony of explosions and solar flares. The only reason we can't hear it is because sound can't travel through the vacuum of space. Thank goodness for small favors, right? But imagine if we could actually hear the sun from Earth, it would be deafening. We're talking instant eardrum explosion, folks. It'd be like standing next to 1,000,000,000 air horns going off at once. So yeah, let's just be grateful for that whole space silence thing. It's probably for the best. Next time you look up at the sun, just remember, it's a good thing we can't hear it. Alright, get ready for fact number 2 because this one is straight out of a sci-fi movie. Imagine the loudest sound you've ever heard, like a jet engine right next to you. Now multiply that by 1,000,000. That's how loud the sun is. The sun is constantly releasing massive amounts of energy, creating this insane symphony of explosions and solar flares. The only reason we can't hear it is because sound can't travel through the vacuum of space. Thank goodness for small favors, right? But imagine if we could actually hear the sun from Earth, it would be deafening. We're talking instant eardrum explosion, folks. It'd be like standing next to 1,000,000,000 air horns going off at once. So yeah, let's just be grateful for that whole space silence thing. It's probably for the best. Next time you look up at the sun, just remember, it's a good thing we can't hear it. Alright, get ready for fact number 2 because this one is straight out of a sci-fi movie. Imagine the loudest sound you've ever heard, like a jet engine right next to you. Now multiply that by 1,000,000. That's how loud the sun is. The sun is constantly releasing massive amounts of energy, creating this insane symphony of explosions and solar flares. The only reason we can't hear it is because sound can't travel through the vacuum of space. Thank goodness for small favors, right? But imagine if we could actually hear the sun from Earth, it would be deafening. We're talking instant eardrum explosion, folks. It'd be like standing next to 1,000,000,000 air horns going off at once. So yeah, let's just be grateful for that whole space silence thing. It's probably for the best. Next time you look up at the sun, just remember, it's a good thing we can't hear it. Alright, get ready for fact number 2 because this one is straight out of a sci-fi movie. Imagine the loudest sound you've ever heard, like a jet engine right next to you. Now multiply that by 1,000,000. That's how loud the sun is. The sun is constantly releasing massive amounts of energy, creating this insane symphony of explosions and solar flares. The only reason we can't hear it is because sound can't travel through the vacuum of space. Thank goodness for small favors, right? But imagine if we could actually hear the sun from Earth, it would be deafening. We're talking instant eardrum explosion, folks. It'd be like standing next to 1,000,000,000 air horns going off at once. So yeah, let's just be grateful for that whole space silence thing. It's probably for the best. Next time you look up at the sun, just remember, it's a good thing we can't hear it. Alright, get ready for fact number 2 because this one is straight out of a sci-fi movie. Imagine the loudest sound you've ever heard, like a jet engine right next to you. Now multiply that by 1,000,000. That's how loud the sun is. The sun is constantly releasing massive amounts of energy, creating this insane symphony of explosions and solar flares. The only reason we can't hear it is because sound can't travel through the vacuum of space. Thank goodness for small favors, right? But imagine if we could actually hear the sun from Earth, it would be deafening. We're talking instant eardrum explosion, folks. It'd be like standing next to 1,000,000,000 air horns going off at once. So yeah, let's just be grateful for that whole space silence thing. It's probably for the best. Next time you look up at the sun, just remember, it's a good thing we can't hear it. Alright, get ready for fact number 2 because this one is straight out of a sci-fi movie. Imagine the loudest sound you've ever heard, like a jet engine right next to you. Alright guys, buckle up because this next fact is seriously mind-blowing. Did you know your stomach acid is so powerful, it can dissolve razor blades? It cuts through hair and paper, like it's nothing. But we're not doing any crazy challenges today. Your stomach acid has a pH level between 1 and 3. It's basically a superpower we all have. So next time you're eating, appreciate the acid bath in your stomach. There's a jellyfish that can live forever. It's called the Turritopsis dohrnii, the immortal jellyfish. When stressed, it reverts to its polyp stage. Scientists are studying it to unlock its secrets. The immortal jellyfish, proving truth is stranger than fiction. Alright, we're going to Paris for this next fact. The Eiffel Tower grows in the summer, like a kid having a growth spurt. The iron expands when it gets hot, so during those scorching Parisian summers the Eiffel Tower grows about 6 inches taller, and when it cools down it shrinks back. It's like magic, but it's just science. You started from a single cell, smaller than a period. Now, you're a whole human being, with 37 trillion cells working together. More than the stars in the Milky Way. You're a walking, talking miracle, a universe unto yourself. Buckle up, because this next one is straight out of a sci-fi movie. Imagine a planet where it rains molten glass. Sideways. It's called HD 189733b, a scorching hot Jupiter, with supersonic winds and temperatures hot enough to melt rock. Can you imagine trying to survive there? Okay, this next fact might freak you out a little, but trust me, it's actually pretty cool. Get ready for this. You are not alone. Trillions of tiny organisms live inside you. They're bacteria, and they're everywhere. More bacterial cells than human cells. Most are beneficial, aiding digestion and immunity. Think of them as helpful tenants. You're never truly alone. Alright, this next one is straight up mind-blowing. Did you know there's actual gold in your blood, like the stuff they make jewelry and bars out of? I'm not messing with you. Scientists have found that the human body contains tiny, trace amounts of gold. It's not enough to make you rich, obviously, or else we'd all be swimming in cash. But here's the crazy part. The amount of gold in your blood is actually more than what you'd find in some gold mines. That's right. Your body is basically a walking, talking gold mine. So next time someone calls you precious, you tell them you know what's up. You're literally made of gold. Who's laughing now, huh? Okay, get ready to have your mind blown. This fact is so wild it's practically bananas. Are you ready for it? Here it is. Humans share about 60% of their DNA with bananas. I know, it sounds absolutely insane, but it's totally true. We share a surprising amount of genetic material with these yellow fruits. Think about that for a second. You're telling me that those things we eat for breakfast, those potassium-packed powerhouses, are basically our long-lost cousins? It's wild. I mean, it makes you wonder about a lot of things, doesn't it? Like, do bananas think? Do they dream of electric sheep? Maybe we should start asking them? Alright, this story is just plain bizarre. You guys know I love a good challenge, right? Living in a Walmart for a week, that's one thing. But this guy took it to a whole other level. This dude actually lived inside an airport for 18 years. Yeah, you heard that right, 18 years. Can you even imagine? I mean, airports are cool and all, but living there? That's next level. His name was Mehran Karimi Nasseri, and he ended up stuck in an airport in Paris because of some crazy document issues. Talk about bad luck. He basically made the airport his home. He ate there, slept there, even wrote his autobiography there. It's a wild story. Makes you appreciate having your own place, right? Did you know your heart beats over 100,000 times every single day? That's like more non-stop action than a 48-hour live stream. And the craziest part? We don't even think about it. Keep on pumping, little buddy. Okay, you guys know I love animals. We've given away cars to snails, built mansions for squirrels, you name it. But there's one animal out there that's got a memory that's straight up savage. We're talking about crows, people. These birds never forget a face. Crows can remember individual humans and hold grudges. They even teach their kids who to hate. So the next time you see a crow, maybe just give it a little nod of respect. You don't want to end up on their bad side. Alright guys, buckle up because this next fact is a real gas. Get it? Because we're talking about butts? Some turtles can actually breathe through their butts. You heard me right, their butts. I know what you're thinking. Mr. Beast, that's disgusting. And yeah, it's definitely a little weird. But it's also totally awesome. These turtles can absorb oxygen through their cloaca, which is basically their all-purpose opening. It's like having a built-in snorkel. These turtles can stay underwater way longer than other turtles because they can just chill and breathe through their butts. Can you imagine if we could do that? No more coming up for air in the pool, no more holding your breath during underwater challenges. We could literally just hang out on the bottom of the ocean, breathing through our butts like it's no big deal. It would change the game, people. But hey, I guess that's why they're turtles and we're not. Still, gotta give them props for the butt breathing skills. That's some serious talent right there. Alright guys, get this. The moon, our very own moon, is slowly ditching us. It's like that friend who says they're coming over, then slowly backs away down the street. Except instead of backing away down the street, the moon is drifting away into space at a rate of 3.8 centimeters per year. That might not seem like much, but over millions of years, it adds up. Scientists think this is happening because of the gravitational dance between the Earth and the moon. The moon's gravity pulls on our oceans, causing tides, and those tides actually create a little bit of friction, which is slowly transferring energy from Earth to the moon, pushing it further away. Don't worry too much though, it'll be around for a while. Have you ever wondered what a rat's laugh sounds like? Well, buckle up, because things are about to get weird. Scientists have discovered that when you tickle a rat, it actually giggles. I'm not talking about your typical human laugh, of course, but rats emit these super high-pitched chirping sounds that are basically their version of giggling. It's kinda cute, kinda creepy, and 100% fascinating. They actually found out that rats have specific tickle spots, just like us. And get this, the rats actually seem to enjoy being tickled. They even go back to the hand that tickled them, like they're asking for more. Who knew rats were such little goofballs? Okay, so this one is a little freaky, but you've probably heard that humans can survive without some of their organs, right? Like, you can lose a kidney, a lung, part of your liver, and still be somewhat okay. But what about all your organs? Well, obviously you need your brain, that's non-negotiable. But it turns out you can actually function without a surprising number of your internal buddies. For example, you can live without your stomach, your spleen, your gallbladder, your appendix, and even a large portion of your intestines. Now don't get any ideas. Living without these organs is definitely not ideal, and you'd need serious medical intervention. But it just goes to show how resilient the human body really is. Alright guys, buckle up because this next fact is absolutely electrifying. We all know lightning is powerful, right? But did you know that lightning is actually 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun? We're talking about temperatures reaching up to 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than the surface of the sun, which sits at a measly 10,000 degrees. So next time you see a thunderstorm rolling in, remember that those lightning bolts are packing some serious heat. Alright guys, get ready to have your minds blown wider than a watermelon in a microwave. You know how important it is to stay hydrated, right? Well, what if I told you that your body is basically a walking, talking watermelon? I'm not kidding. You are about 60% water, just like those juicy melons we all know and love. So do yourself a favor and chug some water right now. Your body will thank you for it. And hey, if you want to add some fruit for flavor, I won't judge. Watermelon, anyone? Alright guys, prepare to have your minds blown wider than a strawberry field after a rainstorm. Bananas are berries. I know, right? It sounds crazy, but it's true. Botanically, a berry develops from a single ovary and contains seeds. Bananas fit that description perfectly. Meanwhile, strawberries, not berries, they're aggregate fruits. Mind blown. Alright guys, buckle up because this next fact is gonna blow your mind. You think you're just sitting there, but you're zooming through space at insane speeds. Seriously, 1,600 kilometers per hour. Faster than a jet plane, Earth spins like it's no big deal. It's mind-blowing, right? Imagine feeling that speed like the world's craziest roller coaster all the time. But we don't feel it at all. We're all spinning together. Earth, atmosphere, everything. Like a train moving at a constant speed. You don't feel it unless it changes speed. Earth's rotation is so smooth we don't notice. Crazy, right? Okay, get ready to have your minds blown again, because this next fact is seriously unbelievable. We all know bones are tough, right? But did you know they're actually stronger than concrete? Pound for pound, your bones can withstand an incredible amount of force. Scientists found a cubic inch of bone can bear the weight of 5 pickup trucks. So next time you see a construction site, remember, your skeleton is even tougher than concrete. Alright, this next fact is just straight up bizarre, but trust me, it's true. There are more fake flamingos in the world than real ones. We're talking plastic flamingos, those lawn ornaments. Apparently there are way more of those plastic pink pals than actual living breathing flamingos. It's like a whole secret society of fake birds has taken over the world. Let's show some love to the real flamingos, guys. Alright guys, buckle up because this next fact is seriously out of this world. You know how everyone always wonders what space smells like? Well, get this. Astronauts who've been to space say it smells like burnt steak, that smoky aroma you get when grilling a ribeye. Can you imagine stepping out of your spaceship and getting a whiff of that? Some astronauts also say it smells like hot metal or welding fumes. Space is a vacuum. So how can astronauts smell anything? Molecules cling to their suits during spacewalks. Once inside, they take off their helmets, releasing the aroma. Who knew space could smell so delicious? It makes you wonder what other crazy smells are out there in the vast universe, right? Okay, you guys know I love animals, but this next fact is seriously messing with my mind. There's this parasite called Toxoplasma gondii, and it's like something out of a horror movie. It can control rats' brains, making them fearless around cats. I know, right? It sounds insane, but it's true. The parasite needs to get inside a cat to reproduce. It messes with the rat's brain chemistry, removing its fear of cats. The rat, now fearless, walks right up to a cat, and BAM! The cat gets infected and the parasite reproduces. It's seriously messed up. Ever wonder what that cracking sound is when you crack your knuckles or your neck? It's not your bones breaking. It's gas bubbles in your joints. Synovial fluid in our joints contains gases. When you stretch or bend, pressure changes, releasing bubbles. That popping sound is those bubbles forming and collapsing, I say. Like opening a soda can, but don't overdo it. Too much pressure can harm your joints. Listen to your body and crack responsibly. Alright guys, you won't believe this one. NASA, the guys who put a man on the moon, actually lost the original footage of the moon landing. I'm talking about the grainy black and white images of Neil Armstrong taking those first steps. Can you imagine that? It's like losing your phone with all your pictures on it, but a million times worse. They say it was an accident. Apparently they were reusing tapes back in the day to save money, and boom, the moon landing footage got recorded over. I mean, I get it, budgets are tight, but come on. That's like one tape you keep in a vault guarded by lasers and sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads. The good news is, there are still copies of the footage out there. They're not as good as the original, but hey, it's better than nothing. Plus, we all know it happened anyway, right? We landed on the moon. USA. USA. Still, you gotta wonder what else is floating around out there in NASA's archives, maybe footage of aliens or a secret moon base? Okay, maybe I'm getting carried away, but seriously, losing the moon landing footage? That's a big oof. Get ready to have your mind blown. You shed about 8 pounds of skin every year. That's like shedding a small dog worth of skin. Dead skin cells flake off and are replaced by new ones. It happens all the time, but the particles are tiny. Those tiny pieces float around, landing everywhere. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but it's actually a good thing. It protects your body and keeps your skin fresh. Okay, we've all heard of fingerprints, right? They're unique to each person, which is why detectives use them to solve crimes. But did you know that your tongue also has a unique print? That's right, your tongue. It's called a tongue print, and it's just as unique as your fingerprint. The pattern of bumps and ridges on your tongue is different for every single person on Earth. It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. Scientists are actually looking into using tongue prints for identification purposes. Imagine a world where you could unlock your phone with your tongue, or pay for groceries with a quick tongue scan. It might sound crazy, but it could become a reality in the future. So next time you stick out your tongue, remember, you're showing off something that's completely unique to you. It's like your own personal tongue ID card. And hey, if anyone ever tries to tell you you're not one of a kind, just stick out your tongue and prove them wrong. You guys know I love crazy things, right? Meet the tardigrade, the unkillable microtank. They survive space, boiling water, and ice. Radiation? No problem. No water for a decade? Easy. They're the Chuck Norris of microbes. Scientists study them for human resilience. Imagine surviving space like it's nothing. Next time you think you're tough, remember the mighty tardigrade. Even the smallest creatures can be the toughest. Alright, we all know sharks are old, right? Like super old. But get this, they've been swimming around since before trees even existed. We're talking 400 million years, people. That's older than the dinosaurs. Can you even imagine a world without trees? Sharks are living proof that some things are just built to last. You know I love weird animals, and this one is off the charts. We're talking about the pacu fish, and this thing looks exactly like Pikachu from Pokemon. No joke. It's like someone took a Pikachu and threw it in the water. I'm talking those same chubby cheeks, those big round eyes, even the little black markings. It's uncanny. Imagine going fishing and reeling in a real-life Pokemon. That's what we're dealing with here. They say truth is stranger than fiction, and this proves it. I'm starting to think maybe Pokemon aren't so fictional after all. Maybe they just took inspiration from the pacu fish. So, if you ever find yourself face to face with a pacu fish, don't try to throw a pokeball at it. Just admire its awesome Pikachu-ness and move on. And hey, if you catch it on camera, send me the footage. I might have to do a challenge with these guys. Get ready to be grossed out and amazed. Did you know you have an entire ecosystem on your eyelashes? Tiny mites live there, eating, sleeping, and reproducing. Almost everyone has them, so you're not alone. It's just part of being human. Next up, we're heading to the coldest, windiest continent on Earth, Antarctica. Beneath all that ice, there are actual rivers flowing. Massive underground rivers that have never seen the light of day. Formed by the pressure of ice sheets and geothermal heat, scientists believe these rivers could be home to strange, undiscovered life forms. Get ready to have your mind blown. You're seeing the world upside down right now. Your eyes perceive the world upside down and your brain flips the image for you. Light enters your eye, and the image is projected onto the retina. Flipped. Your brain flips it right side up so you see the world correctly. It's like your brain is playing a giant prank on you. Alright guys, you know I love crazy stories, but this one is next level. The CIA, cats, and declassified documents. In the 1960s, the CIA spent millions on Acoustic Kitty. They tried to turn cats into spies by implanting microphones and transmitters, but training cats, impossible. They do what they want. The project failed and was declassified years later. Some things are better left to humans. Okay guys, get this. Your body is a non-stop cell-making machine. 25 million new cells every second, more than Australia's population every second. Your skin, organs, blood constantly renewing. You're a walking, talking science experiment. Microscopic construction workers, building and repairing. Billions of new cells by the end of this video. Mind-blowing, right? Enough cells to build a new you, several times over. Your body is hustling, creating millions of new cells every second. What are you doing with all that potential? You could be breaking records, starting businesses, or just chilling. You guys know I love a good challenge, but this lake is straight up terrifying. We're talking about Lake Natron in Tanzania, Africa. This place is so extreme, it's like something out of a horror movie. It's insanely salty and alkaline. It can turn animals into stone. Birds, bats, even flamingos, they accidentally land in the water and bam! The lake's chemistry messes with their bodies, calcifying them. It's like Mother Nature's own Medusa. Alright guys, get ready to have your minds blown. You literally glow in the dark, I'm serious. Scientists have high-tech cameras that can see it. It's called bioluminescence. It's the same thing that makes fireflies light up. But don't ditch your nightlight. The glow is super faint. You actually glow brighter during the day than at night. Who knew, right? You're like a human glow stick. Okay, maybe not that bright, but still. Alright, let's move on to the next mind-blowing fact. Yo, what if I told you that gravity isn't the same everywhere on Earth? Forget what you learned in school. Our planet's gravitational pull is kinda wonky. Scientists have precise instruments to measure these differences. It's due to factors like Earth's rotation, shape, and mass distribution. Picture the Earth as a giant lumpy potato. Some parts are denser, affecting gravitational pull. Like a bowling ball and a basketball, size is similar, but weight differs. Even mountains and valleys can affect gravity. Everything on Earth is connected in ways we don't always realize. Alright, let's see what other mind-blowing facts we've got. Alright guys, buckle up because we're going deep, and I mean really deep. We're talking about the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean. Imagine a crack so deep, Mount Everest would still be over a mile underwater. The Mariana Trench plunges over 11,000 meters or almost 7 miles. It's a place of crushing pressure, total darkness, and bizarre creatures. Who knows what secrets are hidden down there, just waiting to be discovered. Alright, let's keep this mind-blowing train rolling. Alright, next up is a fact that'll make you appreciate the powerhouse you've got up in your skull. Your brain can store around 2.5 petabytes of information. 1 petabyte equals 1 million gigabytes. Even filming 4K videos daily, it would take over 300 years to fill that up. And you thought your phone had a lot of storage. Buckle up because things are about to get wild. Time slows down the faster you move. It's called time dilation. Einstein discovered it, and it's been proven by scientists. They used atomic clocks on jets to show time moves slower at high speeds. We're not talking years into the future, but it's still cool. Alright, this next fact is about something that's coursing through your veins right now, keeping you alive and kicking. I'm talking about your blood. Your blood travels 19,000 kilometers every day. That's farther than flying around the world. It delivers oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body, and it picks up waste products to be filtered out. It's like the world's most efficient delivery service. So next time you see a picture of Earth from space, imagine all the tiny blood cells zooming around inside you. Alright guys, picture this, a storm so big, so angry that it's been raging for over 300 years. No, I'm not talking about your mom after you raid the pantry. I'm talking about the Great Red Spot on Jupiter. This thing is massive, like bigger than Earth massive. We're talking a hurricane that could swallow our entire planet whole and still have room for seconds. And the winds? Forget about it. They clock in at hundreds of miles per hour, whipping around that giant red spot like it's nobody's business. Scientists are still trying to figure out what fuels this monster storm. Some think it's lightning, others say it's heat welling up from inside Jupiter. Whatever it is, this thing is a force of nature that puts our earthly storms to shame. Can you imagine living on Jupiter with that thing constantly brewing in the sky? Talk about a bad hair day every day. You guys know I love a good explosion, but this next one is on a whole other level. The eruption of Krakatoa in 1883 was the loudest sound ever recorded. It erupted with a force of 13,000 Hiroshima bombs. The sound was heard over 3,000 miles away. People 100 miles away had their eardrums ruptured. Ships felt the shockwaves like a battering ram. The eruption changed the world. You might think your sense of smell isn't that impressive, especially compared to, say, a bloodhound. But get this, your nose can actually detect over 1 trillion different smells. That's right, a trillion. Think about all the different things you've ever smelled in your life. Freshly cut grass, your grandma's cookies, that weird gym sock smell. Hopefully not yours. Your nose remembers them all, and then some. Scientists used to think we could only smell around 10,000 different scents. But it turns out, we've been seriously underestimating our noses this whole time. Our sense of smell is actually way more powerful than we thought. It's all thanks to the millions of olfactory receptors in our noses, which work together to identify and distinguish between this mind-boggling number of smells. So next time you're taking a whiff of something, remember that you're experiencing just a tiny fraction of what your amazing nose is capable of. Buckle up, this one's straight out of a sci-fi movie. In 1977, a telescope picked up a strong signal from deep space. Scientists called it the WOW signal. It lasted 72 seconds. To this day, nobody knows what sent it. Was it a comet, a natural phenomenon, or a message from another civilization? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Alright guys, get ready for this one because it's about to get cosmic. You know how we're always talking about reaching for the stars? Well, guess what? You are made of stars. The atoms in your body were forged in giant stars billions of years ago. Supernovas scattered the building blocks of life across the cosmos. You're not just watching the stars, you're literally made of them. You are stardust, baby. Okay, this one is seriously trippy. What if everything we know is a giant simulation? Some scientists think our universe is a super advanced computer program. Imagine a civilization millions of years ahead of us. They could create a simulation so real we'd have no idea. Is there a glitch in the Matrix? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Boom! There you have it. 50 mind-blowing facts that probably just fried your brain. If you made it this far, your brain is officially overpowered. Give yourselves a round of applause. But before you go, I need to know, which fact blew your mind the most? Was it the stardust, the simulation, or maybe the turtle breathing through its butt? Let us know in the comments. And hit that subscribe button so you never miss what they don't want you to know. Until next time, stay curious, stay awesome, and keep those brains questioning.